Okay, so who says that you can't move a shed? There's a jack. It's already up about a half an inch. There's another jack. Oh, by the way, the deck is gone. There's another jack, and it's up well over a half an inch on this side, probably the better part of an inch and a half. See that? Look at that off that thing. You see that big gap over there? That's pretty gnarly. And then there's another one. And there's that. It's got about an inch off. And this is my project for the weekend. Move a shed. Who needs to build one when you can just move it at your convenience? In fairness, there's probably 6 inches there maximum on the white area, the band board around the bottom. Underneath the shingles, that maximum 6 inches. And that's probably a 2x8 that's been used as the joist. That's what I think I need to go around, either that or the whole building. But there's that. There's 4x4 there. There's another 4x4 over here. And some pipe that is, if you can see it, is ready to be the slide. Okay, so there's a 10x16 shed with PVC pipe underneath it and 4x4s. I'll take another picture in a minute. Around the corner, 48 feet away, is a tree that I'm going to use to leverage the shed, to pull it out. Okay, this video is being made to represent what I now have left with, since the shed has been moved and the site has been prepped. In front of us, there are multiple things at play. First and foremost, there are 2 zones of irrigation that have been lifted and disconnected. If you were to look carefully, you could see the linear lines of area. And you may see some more. Those are where the pipes were, and that's where the dirt has sunk. You can see the missing fence. You can see the missing garden bed. You can see a part of a garden bed there, but you can see the missing garden bed here goes across, and then another one missing there. And it actually it's all over here now against the fence, and there's some more there. And there's some other bits in the front yard. So that's one section, the missing irrigation and the garden edging is gone. That garden edging actually ran up about 30 feet up toward the end of that green roofing area. So that's one section that's kind of weird. Okay, so now the second thing we've got missing is, I guess we could say, the shed. The shed is gone. And behind the shed was extensive storage. It was 6 feet behind that shed on both sides, and there was a wooden deck that wrapped around it, and on that wooden deck were a lot of personal belongings. Also, though it's hard to see, you can see an old sidewalk here. This sidewalk went to the entrance of the shed at one time. That sidewalk's been taken up. That is a piece of plywood which is covering some irrigation. You can see here there was the entrance to the deck up next to the timbers, and the deck would have gone around the shed. Because I was planning on putting everything in the basement of this new building, I have displaced the contents of the shed. Not all of them, most of them. There's some ladders. More importantly, though, there's bits and pieces. Here's parts of the previous landscaping. There's some other bits. There's some other bits. There's a gate. More importantly, down here is my hurricane protection system. And here are some panels of wood that were also used for that. And if you look carefully, all those pieces of lumber behind that gate are also hurricane protection panels that are now no longer behind the shed that was there. So all of this material that I had behind the shed is displaced. So one of the questions, there are many, is what is to become of this section of land that has been unlandscaped and prepared to put a structure on. All of the irrigation has been removed, all of the electrical, all of the landscaping, the bricks, the patios, the plants. There was probably 100 plants that were displaced as a result of this, and I guess we will cut to those 100 plants here in a minute. There were a lot of plants here and a lot of plants here, as you can see in previous images. There was major shrubs right here and right here. Let's go look at some of those plants just to get some kind of volume. Okay, so here's a section of that brick wall that I was talking about. There's a couple of sections, but this is another section that's been displaced. It's currently laying in my front yard because it takes multiple men to move it, as you can figure. And I thought it was going to be part of a construction demo in a dumpster at one point, but now I'm not even going to have a dumpster on the site. So there's that. Okay, as quickly as I can, because I know this is getting kind of long-winded, but all this stuff is relevant. So there's a white pipe sticking out of the ground, and there's actually an irrigation head to that, which was installed as a result of this shed situation. And that white pipe feeds water to all of these plants back here, and there's a bunch of them. And there's burlap for that thing, and there's burlap for that one over there, and you know, there's 2 or 3 plants, there's fences, there's easily 20 plants, 30 plants in this section alone. I have spread out the plants all over the areas to make sure that they get water in most of the active irrigation zones. You can see here there's another brick wall in the middle of a garden bed waiting on a demo dumpster to put it in, but now I won't have that demo dumpster in play. So I've got all this excess landscaping, all this landscaping that is in play, in flux. It needs to be addressed. There's a lot of it.